Ram Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Total World Victory of Hare Krishna. Today it is me, Isabela, doing the class. Woo-woo. We have got here, what have we got here? Bhagavad-gita 5, 6. Woo! I haven't done the class in a while, actually. Did I do the class last week? Did I mean to do the class last week? I think I did last week. But okay, let's get back into it. Sannyāsas mahā-bāho duḥkham āptum ayogataḥ yoga-yukto munir brahma cireṇādhigacchati. Sannyasa, the renounced order of life. Tu, but mahā-bāho, O mighty armed one. Duḥkham, distress. Āptum, to be afflicted with. Ayogataḥ, without devotional service. Yoga-yukto, one engaged in devotional service. Munir, thinker. Brahma, supreme. Na, without. Cireṇa, delay. Adhigacchati, attains. Translation. Unless one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, mere renunciation of activities cannot make one happy. The sages, purified by works of devotions, achieve the supreme without delay. Purport. There are two classes of sannyāsīs, or person in the renounced order of life. The Māyāvādī sannyāsīs are engaged in the study of sāṅkhya philosophy, whereas Vaisnava sannyāsīs are engaged in the studies of Bhagavatam philosophy, which affords the proper commentary on the Vedānta-sūtras. The Māyāvādī sannyāsīs also study the Vedānta-sūtras, but use their own commentary, called Śārīraka-bhāṣya, written by Śaṅkarācārya. The students of the Bhagavata school are engaged in devotional service of the Lord. According to Panchatriki regulations, and therefore the Vaisnava sannyāsīs have been engaged in have multiple engagements in the transcendental service of the Lord. The Vaisnava sannyāsīs have nothing to do with material activities, and yet they perform various activities in the devotional service to the Lord. But the Māyāvādī sannyāsīs, engaged in the studies of Sāṅkhya and Vedanta and speculation, cannot relish in the transcendental service of the Lord, because their studies become very tedious. They sometimes become tired of brahma speculation, and thus they take shelter of the Bhagavatam without proper understanding. Consequently, their study of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam becomes troublesome. Dry speculations and impersonal interpretations by artificial means are all useless for the Māyāvādī sannyāsīs. The Vaisnava sannyāsīs who are engaged in devotional service are happy in the discharge of their transcendental duties, and they have the guarantee of ultimate entrance into the kingdom of God. The Māyāvādī sannyāsīs sometimes fall down from the path of self-realization and again enter into material activities of a philanthropic and altruistic nature, which are nothing but material engagements. Therefore, the conclusion is that those who are engaged in Krishna consciousness are better situated than the sannyāsīs engaged in Brahman speculation, although they too come to Krishna consciousness after many births. Let's check out the differences. Oh my gosh, no. Alright, so okay, let's start on these changes. Very annoying changes, but changes nonetheless. Unless one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, has been changed to merely renouncing all activities yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord. And then we go back to the Macmillan. Mere renunciation of activities cannot make one happy. Then it goes to not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. And then it goes to back to the Macmillan. The sages purified by works of devotion achieve the supreme without delay. And then in the second edition, but a thoughtful person engaged in the devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay. It says the exact same thing. Unless one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, mere renunciation of activities cannot make one happy. Merely renouncing all activities, yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. It's just the same thing, just reworded. Why reword it? I don't know. We can check that out soon though. And then the second part of the introduction, the sages purified by works of devotion achieve the supreme without delay, but a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay. So works of devotion and devotional service, same thing. But the sages, so it's the sages, you know, sages, has been changed to thoughtful person. So any thoughtful person can come along and be engaged in devotional service and can achieve the supreme without delay, which I understand, because it's like isn't like Krishna consciousness. It doesn't matter your creed, caste, or the material body does not matter. Well, unless you're like a slug. But even then, so you can't really chant. Well, you might be able to chant if you're a slug. I wouldn't know. But I haven't really tried. And I'm not a slug, so I can't really. Next time you see a slug, ask it if it can chant. It won't answer you. And you're probably going to look psycho to the people around you. Hey, slug. Hey, slug. Like, do you chant Hare Krishna? And people are going to be like, yo, what is this person doing? But, okay. Yeah, so exactly the same thing. Apart from the sages has been changed to thoughtful person. Let's see why. Do we have any reasons? We don't have any reasons. Woo! Okay. All right, next change. Sāṅkhya from lowercase s has been changed to Sāṅkhya with uppercase s. Okay. Engaged in devotional services of the Lord. Engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. Devotional service, the devotional service. Sort of, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, same thing. Sāṅkhya, changed to Sāṅkhya. Cannot relish transcendental service of the Lord. Cannot relish the transcendental service of the Lord. So, personally, I don't really see any difference. There's probably like a difference because like transcendental service of the Lord, the transcendental service, it like kind of makes it like doing, like just, I don't know how to say it. All right, next bit. In Krishna consciousness, in Krishna conscious activities. Krishna consciousness includes the Krishna conscious activities, surely. And then the Krishna conscious activities, it kind of puts it away from the... sort of very similar, very similar. Is there a reason? Do you have a reason? Original manuscript. Those who are engaged in Krishna consciousness activities are better than the sannyāsīs engaged in simple speculation only about what is Brahman and what is not Brahman. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm really tired. Next change. My laptop screen's really bright. Are better situated in sannyāsīs engaged in simple Brahmans. So it says, therefore the conclusion is those who are engaged in Krishna conscious activities in the second edition are better situated than the sannyāsīs engaged in simple speculation about what is Brahman and what is not Brahman, and that was changed from, therefore the conclusion is that those who are engaged in Krishna consciousness are better situated than the sannyāsīs engaged in simple Brahman speculation, although they too come to Krishna consciousness. Okay, Brahman speculation, it makes it seem like it puts it under like what is Brahman and what is not Brahman. It's like Brahman speculation sums it up. You don't need to do the what is Brahman, what is not Brahman. Yes, it's a nice touch, of course, but like goofy are. Okay. It says that in the original manuscript though, so Prabhupada wanted that. Okay. Oops. All right, let's go back to and find out meanings and contemporary applications, my friend. Unless one is engaged in devotional service. So, if you are not engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, say that is deity worship or chanting the Lord's holy name, leading kirtans, helping with cooking, helping with all the service, helping with cleaning, helping with painting, anything that benefits the Lord and the Lord's devotees. Mere renunciation of activities cannot make one happy. So it's like, I'm going to renounce eating 3 times a day and just eat once a day because that's renunciation, but not do any devotional service. That doesn't make you happy. Devotional service makes you happy. Krishna makes devotional service make you happy. Devotional service is just happy anyway. So like, and then so it's like, if you like, and you can renounce it too. You can renounce the activities and do devotional service, and it's like, ooh, great, guys. Not saying like you should like only eat once a day. Like that was just an example. Why am I saying like so much? Like it's not even funny. But yeah, the sages purified by works of devotion achieve the supreme without delay. So the sages who were working in like devotional things achieved the supreme without delay, because they know what's up. They know, yeah. Okay. Contemporary application, going off the translation and the translation only, because that's what I do. Because to scroll through the purport to look at find a sentence when the purport is from here or longer, it's like, whew. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Not going to do that. Also, I'm really scared for like later chapters, because there's a chapter where I was reading it and the purport was 4 pages long. If I end up having one of my days landing on one of those purports, I will scream, cry, throw up, because, oh my gosh, no. Scary. And the amount of changes that would probably be in it. Okay. Send to yourself, Isabela. Contemporary application. Let's say you are trying to all right. We're going to use my usual examples of school and getting tested and assessments and blah 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 at school. All right, so in this one, like, let's say you have a paper that you need to study for English class or something, and you need to go over it and find. No, we're going to use math. Let's say you had like a worksheet to do for math, and and you need to study for it. Okay, so you have this worksheet, which is like the practice mock test, and then you have the actual test, which is coming up later, let's say in a couple of weeks' time. I have a math test on Friday, damn. So you have this test, and you need to study for this test. Like, let's say you're like, hey, you know what? I'm actually going to study. So you can read through the equations. You can just look at the equations, okay? And be like, I know nothing about this. But you actually have to do the working out for those equations and figure out how to work out those equations. So you're just looking at them and being like, oh, it's an equation. Like, what is that going to do for you? So you actually have to work out the equation. Like, you can look at the equation and be like, there are the numbers in it. I'm getting that sort of knowledge from it. Like, that's a number. Wow, shock. Or a letter. Algebra. But then you have the actual part where you have to learn, where you have to go over the equation. You have to put things together and solve things if it's algebra. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And when you actually put in that work, you will probably get a good test result, or you'll get better than what you usually do, or you might not, which, sorry if that's happened to you, because that's sad. And or it could be good for you. That's okay. Yeah, that's my contemporary application. Time to go to here, because I am. Wait, how long have I been on this class for? 13 minutes. Okay, running good. Okay. Okay, so the English translation of verse 5, chapter 5, verse 6 of the Bhagavad-gita by Śrīraka-bhāṣya is He tangata e taia ana ki te wakarariraru I ona ice things. What's ice things? I'm searching that up in the Māyāvādī dictionary, because ice things is like, huh? Is ice things even a word? Sorry, give me a sec, guys. It's not a word. We're going to put it in again because Miss ChatGPT over here is going crazy as usual. Why is ice things coming in? Like, ice things isn't even a word, bro. You're crazy. All right, we'll read it out. Ko te tangata ka taia te wakararu I ona ice things. Mai I ngā mea ice things. Pera me te turuturu o te honu I ona waiwai ki roto I te paru, kei te tino matomato ana ki roto I te hinenaro tika. Ka one he te tangata, the person ka taia is able te wakarariraru to withdraw I ona his ice things. Senses mai I from ngā, the mea ice things. Sense objects pera me as te the turturu or the withdrawal of the honu tortoise. Tortoise. Withdrawal of the tortoise. Its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Why do you have a tortoise in it? Oh my gosh, ChatGPT. And it said it was like 96% accurate. It's not even like 70% accurate. Oh my goodness me. ChatGPT, you are going crazy. Honu tortoise iona its waiwai limbs ki roto I te within the paru shell kei te is firmly tino matomato ana fixed ki roto I te in hinenaro tika, perfect consciousness. So the tortoise, when it has its limbs in its shell, it is fixed in perfect consciousness. How does that relate? The sages, purified by works of devotion, achieved the supreme without delay. The tortoise, with its limbs in its shell, achieved perfect consciousness. Like, yo, what a... Man, you out here acting goofy, ChatGPT. Okay. Well, that's class ended because, I'm going to sleep now. I'm tired. Alright, so I will now end. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, total victory of Hare Krishna. Hope you guys have an amazing morning, afternoon,